Online, you're usually given two choices. One, work until everything is done and just keep powering through no matter how tired you are. Or if you're tired, just leave it for another day. Those seem to be your only choices sometimes when you look online. What if there was another way? Is it revolutionary? No. Did I come up with it completely on my own and all these habits are brand spanking new? No. But I do like the idea of them all being in one location. So here are 5 habits for when you're too tired, but the day didn't stop and you still have to get stuff done. Now, these habits won't keep your house spotless, and they're not meant to. They're simply meant to help you get moving again and get what needs to be done. Hopefully, they help you at least in that manner. And one of them is as simple as the end of a song. But first, let's figure out which chore actually deserves energy that you do have. Habit 1. Choose what protects tomorrow. That sounds simple, but sometimes it's not. Because you'll look at a counter and it'll be completely and utterly a disaster site. But will that really impact tomorrow for you? Or will your dirty clothes impact tomorrow for you when you have to work and your work clothes are in the dirty clothes pile? So I like to think of this one as do a chore that'll impact your tomorrow. If it won't, then yes, that chore can wait until you have time to do it. And honestly, I clean throughout my workday. So when I come home, I don't want to treat every mess like an emergency because then I'm clocking in for another shift. And I like to have some time off. And I'll admit, there are times where I still come home, see messes everywhere, and I just immediately start cleaning because I haven't turned off my brain from cleaning yet. Do I regret it the next day or that same day? Yes. But nobody's perfect. And I'm not asking you to be perfect either. So you're not deciding what room deserves a full clean. You're deciding what will make tomorrow less annoying. So take a look around and ask what will make tomorrow easier for you. But choosing the right chore won't really help you if the chore itself is too vague to know where to start. On to habit 2. Habit 2. Name the exact job or chore. Now, honestly, clean the kitchen sounds like one chore. Is it really, though? I honestly don't think it is. Cleaning the kitchen involves dishes, sweeping the floor, cleaning the counters, cleaning the sink, cleaning out the fridge, taking out the trash usually. That's a lot of chores disguised as one if you only say clean the kitchen. So try not to tell yourself, clean the kitchen. Try and tell yourself, wash the dishes. Or put away the dishes. Because those could be 2 separate chores if you don't have the energy for all of it. It could be easily as clean off the counter. Now, does that mean when you're cleaning off the counter, you happen to have to put a cup in the sink? They have to wash that cup? No. Now, I will say, if you're washing dishes and you happen to see crumbs on the floor, does that mean that you have to clean those crumbs? No. But good job on noticing the crumbs. They will still be there later. If you don't have the energy to do them right then and there, just finish the dishes. You can get to the crumbs later too. You're allowed to notice other things need to be done without turning it into tonight's chore. Now, the room can easily still look lived in by the time you're done. That's okay. The biggest goal is that it's easier for you to live in that room. And the problem that was in that room is either smaller or completely handled. Now, when the whole house looks like a project, naming the one job that you need to get done and naming it properly Makes it easier to manage. But you also still need to know when you're done cleaning. Habit 3 is simple in the way of, before you start, tell yourself when you're gonna be done. Have you ever started one tiny chore and then realized you've cleaned an entire room when all you meant to do was one tiny thing in that room? This habit tries to help manage that. Like, for example, you go to wash your one coffee cup that you need in the morning, and then you notice another plate, and then another one, and somehow you've ended up doing every single dish. And you're sitting there going, I didn't want to do the entire dishes. I didn't have the energy to do the entire dishes, but you did. So before you start, tell yourself, all I need is, for example, this coffee cup. And clean that coffee cup. I know it'll be hard. It is for me. But your energy levels will thank you. And honestly, a stopping point that you need or deserve doesn't have to impress anybody. Why should it? It just needs to be able to help you get done what needs to be done without getting overwhelmed about it. So maybe today try and do this one sentence. When I get blank done, I'm done for the day. And then I can relax. And this is an important part. Once you reach that finish line, don't move it just because you can see other things need to be done. You truly are allowed to be done. And think of it this way. If you never know when you're allowed to be done, it kind of makes it hard to start in the first place. So try deciding where your finish line is. And if starting feels like you're agreeing to clean for the rest of the night, this next habit might just help you a little bit. Habit 4. Use one song for a real stopping point. This one you've probably heard before. It's actually one of my favorites. For the length of one song, focus on one project or one thing that needs to be done. Like picking up the trash in the living room, or doing the dishes, or even folding laundry for that matter, because I know laundry piles up. Laundry never ends. And this part is kind of the most important. Don't use it as a trick. Don't tell yourself that you're going to get going and only clean for one song, but then to continue to clean. It won't work in the future if you trick yourself now. Honestly, that's not a gentle habit at all. That's bait. And for me, one of the most important parts about that is the trust in myself that when I say one song is one song, that it actually is one song. Because if you constantly lie to yourself, you won't be able to get the energy or motivation to do anything. Enough people lie, you don't need to lie to yourself. So let's try and keep promises that we make to ourselves. Because honestly, if we can't trust ourselves, who can we trust? Now, I will say, when a song ends, ask yourself briefly, am I okay if I continue going? And be honest about yourself, though. And if you realize, yeah, you're enjoying jamming out and folding laundry or doing dishes. I don't know who enjoys doing dishes. Let me know if you like doing dishes. I don't enjoy doing dishes. My stomach always ends up wet. I don't understand it. But just ask yourself, do I actually have the energy to keep going? Am I enjoying listening to music while I do this? Or am I done? Both are okay as long as you're honest with yourself. And don't pressure yourself, please. Now, what do you do if your attention keeps jumping between this chore, that chore, that chore, that chore? It goes everywhere. That's where this next habit comes in. Habit 5. Finish one chore before starting another one. This habit is for when you have a day off and you have plenty of energy, but you start doing the dishes, and then you notice the trash. So you still have dishes in the sink, but then you realize you need to take out the trash, so you tie up the trash bag, and while tying up the trash bag, you notice there's crumbs on the floor, so you start sweeping the floor instead. And then while you're sweeping the floor, you notice that somebody decided to leave their socks there, so you go to the laundry room and you realize, oh, there's plenty to load. So far you've started dishes, started taking out the trash, started sweeping the floor, and started laundry, and none of them are actually done. That's kind of annoying when that happens. So if you're already working on a chore, stop and ask yourself, wait, can I finish that chore before I decide to do all of these other chores? That'd be quite helpful. So if you have the trash sitting next to the door and it's all tied up, just take it out real quick. Or if you already have most of the dishes done, just finish them really fast. Or if you're already loading the dishwasher, just finish loading the dishwasher and start it before you take out the trash. I know it'll take practice, but it'll save you a bunch of mental energy, and that's important. And honestly, you're not looking for the biggest accomplishment when you do this. You're just looking for the fact of, hey, I finished a chore today. I'm proud of myself. And you should be. Now, there will be times, and I hate to admit it, there will be times where you do need to switch a chore for the simple fact of you started the chore of laundry, but the laundry machine is not done yet, or the dryer's not dry yet. And then just do another little chore during that if this is the habit you're on. Take out the trash. Start something small that you can finish while the laundry is going. And if you're like me, and if you start something else and you forget completely about the laundry and the laundry buzzer is too quiet for you to actually hear, see how much time's on it and put the alarm on your phone. Now I do label it laundry. Now I know why there's an alarm, because I will forget why there's an alarm on my phone. And honestly, sometimes something more urgent will happen. You lost track of time and you need to make dinner. That happens. Or you lost track of time and that needs to be done because if I run the dryer too late at night, the bedroom's going to be far too hot to be able to sleep. And sleep is very important. So try to finish one chore before starting another. So that is all 5 habits. No, you don't have to use all 5 habits tonight. You really don't. Pick one that matches why you're stuck, because everybody has different reasons on why they're stuck. Choose what protects tomorrow. Name one exact job. Decide what done means. Give yourself a real stopping point. And when you can, finish one thing before starting another. I honestly don't use these habits perfectly. I really don't. But I'm still learning. The point isn't to have this be a perfect solution to all of your problems. The point is to give yourself something that helps you get moving again. And as I said before, these habits won't keep your house spotless. I'm not going to lie to you like that. They will, however, hopefully keep your house manageable for what you have the energy for. Now your home might need something from you tonight or today, but that doesn't mean it gets everything from you. You deserve saving a little something for yourself. So pick one thing, decide what that thing means, and decide what done is. And the most important thing is, let yourself be done. So save this video for when you need a reminder for those low energy days. Feel free to join me on this channel, and feel free to keep taking these small steps with me. Now, stay gentle with yourself, and I hope you have a beautiful day and night. You're allowed to notice you're allowed to notice that other things need to be done without turning it into